drama inside the Mowry family just reached a whole new height. Tamera Mowry has everyone buzzing after she appeared to throw major shade at her twin sister Tia for allegedly trying to win back her ex-husband, Cory Hardrict. But while Tia is seemingly making moves to revisit the past, Cory is out in public shamelessly showing off his brand new boo. The whole situation is messy, the reactions are jaw-dropping, and what's happening behind the curtain will leave you speechless. Believe me, you don't want to miss this one. Welcome back to the channel. Now, as we all know, the Mowry twins, Tia and Tamera, have long been celebrated for their close sisterhood, their careers, and their ability to carry themselves with grace, even when life turned chaotic. But this latest scandal is putting all of that into question. The story kicks off with Tia Mowry, who stunned fans last year after ending her 14-year marriage to actor Cory Hardrict. At that time, she explained that it was the best decision for her personal growth, and many praised her for taking control of her happiness. Lately, though, the narrative has shifted. Fresh reports are now hinting that Tia might be reconsidering, possibly attempting to reconnect with Cory, and let's just say her twin Tamera is not here for it. To make things even spicier, Cory Hardrict seems to be moving forward in the most public way possible, as he's been spotted with a new woman.
The internet is already buzzing with speculation about this mystery lady and what her presence means for Cory's ties with TIA. So in this video, we're breaking it all down. Did Tamera really clown her sister for chasing Cory again? Who exactly is Cory's new flame? And why is he flaunting her so openly right now? Most importantly, what does this chaotic triangle mean for the Mowry family's future? You won't believe the shade, the secrets, and the jaw-dropping details about to surface. So grab your popcorn, because this isn't just sibling drama, it's a reality check that could flip everything we thought we knew about the Mowrys. But to understand the storm happening today, we need to rewind to where it all started. Tia Mowry and Cory Hardrict's love story. For years, their marriage was viewed as one of Hollywood's most stable, inspirational unions. They were the epitome of black love, supportive, grounded, and seemingly free of drama. Tia first crossed paths with Cory in the early 2000s, when both were still carving their way into the industry. At that point, Cory was financially struggling. He's admitted in past interviews that he was broke while chasing his acting dreams. Tia, already a household name thanks to sister didn't hold that against him. Instead, she admired his hustle, ambition, and relentless drive to succeed. That foundation of mutual respect laid the root of their romance. In 2008, Tia and Cory sealed the deal with a gorgeous California wedding, and fans were ecstatic. Over the years, they welcomed 2 children and often shared moments on social media, painting the image of a supportive, loving family. In interviews, Tia would often gush about how grounded Cory kept her and how perfectly they balanced one another out. Yet, like many Hollywood romances, cracks eventually began to surface. Although neither Tia nor Cory ever disclosed the true reason behind their breakup, fans started noticing small changes. Their joint appearances became fewer, their posts on social media less personal, and soon rumors began to swirl that they were slowly drifting apart. Then, in October 2022, Tia stunned the world when she took to Instagram to announce she'd officially filed for divorce. Citing irreconcilable differences, her message emphasized love, respect, and their commitment to co-parenting. She wrote that such decisions are never easy and always come with sadness. We will remain friends as we co-parent our beautiful children. The post was graceful, heartfelt, and mature, and fans applauded Tia for her honesty. Meanwhile, Cory chose to stay more private, only sharing cryptic notes about growth and change. For a time, it seemed as though both had chosen separate paths. Tia shared snippets of her new single life, while Cory appeared focused on his career and the kids. Still, the internet never stopped speculating. Many insisted their chemistry was too undeniable to vanish overnight. Some fans even began rooting for a reunion, especially after Cory left supportive comments under Tia's Instagram posts post-divorce. And that's exactly when the whispers began to grow louder. Over the last several months, subtle signs started appearing: social media exchanges, body language at public events, even offhand remarks in interviews that made people question if Tia might be having second thoughts. Could it be that, after some time for reflection, she realized she wasn't quite ready to let Cory go for good? But before we dive into Tia's alleged attempts to win Cory back, here's the real twist: Cory himself may have already moved on. And not just quietly, he seems to be flaunting this new relationship out in the open. And trust me, this is the part of the story that sent fans into a frenzy. After announcing her divorce, Tamera Mowry fully embraced her fresh start. She stepped boldly into her single era, posting glowing selfies, sharing uplifting captions, and even joking about getting back into the dating scene. Fans adored this version of Tamera, empowered, radiant, laughing more, and fully leaning into her independence. It felt as though she had finally taken ownership of her narrative. But as we've seen time and time again with celebrity splits, the story is almost never that straightforward. While many assumed Tamera had closed the chapter on Cory for good, subtle hints began to suggest otherwise. And those little signs are what sparked fans to whisper, could Tamera actually be trying to win him back? Let's start with the cryptic Instagram posts. Around the 1-year mark of her divorce filing, Tamera shared a string of reflective messages about love, family, and second chances. One caption in particular stood out. She wrote about never being afraid to fight for what truly matters. Though she never mentioned Cory by name, the timing and wording made fans believe she might have been, hinting at him. And then there's the fact that Tamera and Cory have been spotted together on several occasions, outside of their co-parenting responsibilities. Naturally, since they share 2 children, seeing Tamera and Cory together isn't unusual, but what had people talking was the tone of those encounters. At a recent family event, eyewitnesses claimed their body language didn't resemble 2 exes simply managing co-parenting duties. Instead, it felt warmer and more familiar. Some even went as far as calling the vibe FLIRTY. Adding to the speculation, fans couldn't help but notice that since the split, Tamera hasn't been linked to any serious relationship. Despite joking about dating apps and saying she was open to love again, there's been no confirmed boyfriend, no whispers of flings, and not a single paparazzi shot of her with someone new. For many, this raised the question, could it be that Tamera hasn't moved on because deep down she doesn't want to? And then there are the emotional interviews. In a sit-down with a popular women's magazine earlier this year, Tamera was asked how she now views love after divorce. Her answer was layered. She admitted she still believes in love, still values marriage, and hasn't ruled out reconciliation in her life. She never once mentioned Cory's name, but the subtext was difficult to miss. Now, whether fans are reading too much into these moments or picking up on real signals, one thing is undeniable. The idea of Tamera wanting Cory back has gained serious traction online. Twitter threads, Instagram reels, and TikToks are flooded with people dissecting her words, her actions, her looks, connecting dots, drawing conclusions, and in many cases, openly rooting for a reunion. But here's the twist. While speculation about Tamera's intentions has been building, Cory has been busy living his own life and making some bold moves that might shut down any chance of reconciliation once and for all. Because Cory isn't just moving on, he's flaunting it in front of the world. While Tamera has been quietly reflecting on her post-divorce journey, Cory Hardrict has taken a completely different route. Rather than staying low-key, he's been dropping hints, making appearances, and in the eyes of many fans, proudly showing off his new boo. And let's just say the internet has noticed every single detail. First, let's talk about the sightings. Not long ago, Cory was spotted at an industry event, and he wasn't alone. He arrived with a woman who was clearly not Tamera. From the way they stood close, whispered, and laughed together, it didn't look like just a casual friendship. Paparazzi snapped the photos, and within hours, blogs were running headlines like, "Cory Hardrict moves on and she looks nothing like Tamera." The comparisons came instantly, and social media wasted no time analyzing their chemistry. Then came the social media breadcrumbs. Cory isn't one to overshare about his private life, but lately his posts have raised eyebrows. Fans interpreted them as subtle digs at Tamera. For example, one cryptic caption read, "Peace is better than perfection." Many took that as a jab at the pressure their marriage faced to appear flawless. Another story showed him at a dinner with friends, but eagle-eyed followers spotted a mystery woman's hand in the frame. It was subtle, but intentional enough to spark even more questions. What really poured fuel on the fire? Though, was Cory's choice stop hiding? At a charity gala earlier this year, Cory showed up arm-in-arm with the same woman from the earlier sighting. Cameras flashed, reporters fired off questions, but Cory just smiled, keeping his arm around her the entire time. For many people, this was a confirmation they'd been waiting for. Cory was officially moving on, and he wanted everyone to see it. Instantly, fans began drawing comparisons between his approach and Tamera's. While TIA filled her feed with motivational quotes and posts about personal growth, Cory was stepping out in public, flaunting companionship, and letting the world speculate. Some interpreted this as Cory taking control of his own story, showing he wasn't sitting around sulking. But others felt it was a calculated move, a way of sending a message, not only to the public, but directly to TIE as well. And here's where things really start to get messy. The woman Cory was spotted with? Rumors quickly spread that she was connected to the industry, someone who actually circulates in the same social spaces as the Mowry twins. That small detail convinced fans this wasn't just about moving on, it was about making a statement. Online reactions were instantly split. Some praised Cory for stepping into his joy and not allowing his past to hold him back. Others dragged him, saying it was flat-out disrespectful to parade a new relationship so soon, while his ex-wife was still processing everything. The debates on social media became so heated that Cory's name started trending, with hashtags like hashtag Cory Hardrict and hashtag TIA and Cory flooding timelines. And this is where the family drama really took the spotlight, because while fans were locked in arguments, Tamera Mowry, TI's twin sister, decided to chime in. But instead of showing support or keeping it neutral, she shocked everyone. She threw shade, and not just any shade. It was the kind of comment that made fans believe the sisterly bond wasn't as unshakable as it seemed on camera. Before we dive into exactly what Tamera said and why it set off such an uproar, here's the cliffhanger. Was Tamera really clowning her own twin for wanting her ex back? Or was it just some tough sisterly love that got twisted out of context? Because what she said next sent the internet into flames. When it comes to the Mowry twins, fans have always expected to see nothing but love, loyalty, and unwavering support. For decades, TIA and Tamera built their brand as the ultimate sister duo, bonded not only by blood, but by an inseparable friendship. Together, they launched their careers, shared the spotlight in sister, and always projected unity. But now in this situation involving Cory Hardrict, cracks in that perfect image seem to be showing. The drama really picked up when Tamera appeared on a podcast earlier this summer. During a candid talk about relationships, marriage, and starting over, the host asked Tamera her take on divorce, specifically referencing TI's highly public split, never one to hold back. Tamera let out a laugh before responding. She said something along the lines of, "Sometimes people romanticize what they walked away from, but let's be real, if it didn't work the first time, why keep trying to force it?" The room chuckled and the host quickly moved on, but fans didn't miss a beat. That laugh, paired with her statement, was all it took for social media to explode. Immediately, people interpreted it as shade thrown straight at TIA. Headlines began popping up. Tamera Mowry clowns TIA over Cory Hardrict and sister? More like shade. And that wasn't the only moment raising eyebrows. Just a few weeks later, during another interview, Tamera was asked point-blank if she could ever picture TIA and Cory reconciling. Instead of dodging the question, she smirked and replied, "All I'll say is, I wouldn't put my money on it." While it may have been intended as a playful remark, fans instantly took it as yet another jab. Whether Tamera meant those words as simple honesty or as genuine shade, the optics definitely didn't land well. The timing paired with Cory openly flaunting his new relationship made it appear as though Tamera was siding against her own twin, or at least refusing to step into the role of the protective sister that fans expected. That's when fan reactions went into overdrive. Supporters of TI were outraged, accusing Tamera of abandoning her sister in a vulnerable moment. One viral tweet read, "Imagine clowning your twin when the whole world is already clowning her. Not sisterly at all." Another post claimed, "Tamera is acting like she forgot who kept her relevant. TI deserves better." On the flip side, some people defended Tamera, arguing she was simply keeping it real and that sometimes family members need tough love. But here's the deeper layer that doesn't always make the headlines: the long-standing differences between TIA and Tamera. TIA has consistently been viewed as the more outspoken and independent one, while Tamera has shaped her image as traditional, faith-centered, and more conservative in her beliefs. Their views on love, marriage, and relationships have clashed publicly before, TIA often highlighting empowerment and self-worth, while Tamera emphasizes endurance and commitment. This situation seemed to put those differences back in the spotlight, only now under intense public scrutiny. Some even speculated that Tamera's remarks weren't just about Cory at all, but about T.I.'s whole approach to relationships after divorce. To them, Tamera's words came across as, "Stop looking backward. Stop overcomplicating things and focus on moving forward." Still, the way she delivered it, the laughter, the smirk made it feel dismissive, almost like she was mocking T.I.'s rumored emotions. What's undeniable is that Tamera's commentary only added fuel to the fire. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't just about T.I. Cory and his new flame, it was about family loyalty, sibling shade, and whether the Mowry twin bond was really as untouchable as fans always believed. And if you thought that was messy, things got even wilder. After Tamera's remarks went viral, insiders claimed the sisters actually had a private disagreement over it. According to sources close to the family, T.I. felt blindsided, while Tamera defended herself by saying she was just being real. Whether that clash was exaggerated or not, fans are convinced it's caused a rift between the twins that may take time to mend. Once Tamera's comments hit the internet, the reaction was swift and intense. What began as a light laugh and throwaway line snowballed into a full-blown trending topic, with TIA, Cory, and Tamera's names all over social media. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok lit up with debates, memes, and hot takes. Everyone had something to say about the Mowry sisters, and fans on one side were outraged, insisting Tamera had broken the unspoken code of twin loyalty. One viral TikTok stitched together old sister clips alongside Tamera's podcast moment with the caption, "This is not what we grew up believing." It pulled in millions of views, with commenters piling on, saying things like, "Tamera forgot she's supposed to be ride or die." TA deserves a sister who defends her, not one who clowns her online. The tone across social media grew even harsher. Hashtags such as #TeamTIA and #ShadySisters started trending. People began digging up old receipts of other moments where Tamera appeared more critical or conservative about TIA's choices, fueling a narrative that maybe this wasn't the first time she had shaded her twin. Some even speculated that tension had quietly existed between the sisters all along, only now bubbling up for the public to see. But it wasn't entirely one-sided. A surprising wave of fans stepped in to defend Tamera, arguing that she wasn't mocking TIA at all, but giving her a tough dose of reality. One fan wrote, "Sometimes your sister has to tell you the truth, even when it hurts. That's love too." Another comment read, "Tamera didn't clown TI, she just doesn't want her running back to a man who's already moved on." These fans viewed Tamera's remarks not as betrayal, but as a form of protection tough love delivered in a blunt way. Then came the media spin. Celebrity blogs and gossip outlets jumped on the drama instantly. Platforms like The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, and Gossip ran headlines such as, "Tamera Mowry throws shade at TIA over Cory Hardrict, and fans think the Mowry sisters are at odds." After divorce drama, the stories magnified the tension, turning every smirk, every laugh, and every post into fuel for the fire. Talk shows and YouTube commentators piled on, dissecting the sisters' dynamic. Some painted Tamera as the villain, while others framed the situation as proof that even the closest family bonds can be tested when heartbreak enters the picture. A few even connected it to a bigger cultural conversation: how society pressures women, especially women in the spotlight, to move on gracefully after divorce, while men like Cory are applauded for dating quickly and openly. And this is where the bigger picture emerged. Beyond the gossip and shade, the drama tapped into real issues that hit home for audiences. People started asking, why are women labeled desperate for revisiting past relationships, while men are praised for flaunting new ones? Should siblings always support each other unconditionally, even when they disagree? And what does it reveal about media culture that thrives on exploiting family dynamics, pitting women against each other for clicks? The Mowry drama transformed from just a family squabble into a cultural flashpoint, and that's exactly why it exploded online. Fans weren't only watching for the tea. They were projecting their own experiences onto the story: divorce, sibling loyalty, moving on from love. These themes resonated on a deeply personal level. Still, at the heart of it, this is about TIA, Tamera, and Cory. And the million-dollar question remains: is reconciliation between TIA and Cory completely off the table? And has Tamera's commentary caused permanent damage to the unshakable bond fans thought the twins shared?